Good evening, universe. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the TBR that I have planned for May, which is based around the Asian readathon that is set up by With Cindy. So I have three main books set up for this that I was the most excited for reading this month and that accomplish like the goals of the readathon. But also I have some like bonus books that I'm also excited about. So let's get right to them. So the first book that I am going to be reading is The Ghost Bride by Yangsi. I did try looking up a pronunciation for this author's name, but I got two different ones, so I am so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. I've been wanting to read The Ghost Bride for a while, but I don't actually remember exactly what it's about. I believe it has something to do with like an afterlife that this main character has to travel through, and I'm really excited. So The Ghost Bride is going to complete goals 1 and 2. Challenges, that's the word I'm looking for. So it's going to complete challenges 1 and 2, which are to read a book by an Asian author and read a book about an Asian woman. There are a couple of different variances, but those are the ones that like fit for the book that I wanted to read. If you don't know how the readathon is set up, is basically there are 5 challenges and the books can count for multiple challenges, but for each book, in order for them to count towards any other challenges, they have to be written by an author of a different Asian heritage. So that particular author is of Chinese Malaysian descent. So my other books have to be written by authors who are of different descents in order to count, which they are. So the second book that I'm planning to read for the month of May is 1,000 Steps Into Night by Tracy. Tracy is the author of one of my favorite young adult fantasy series, the Sea of Ink and Gold trilogy, also known as the Reader trilogy. And so when I saw that she had a new young adult fantasy book out, I was so excited. I don't know too much about it. I pretty much just trust this author now. So she writes another young adult fantasy, I'm gonna pick it up. And I opened it and was immediately excited because I don't know how well you can see that, but essentially she has footnotes. And I am so excited. I haven't read a book with footnotes in a long time, but I do love it. I think it's a very fun, different way of engaging with a book. And so I am so excited to read this. I think it's about demons, but I'm not 100% sure what this is about. I just know that I'm gonna have a great time because it's Tracy and she's amazing. And the third book that I was super excited to read this month is A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lin. And this one counts for the 4th and 5th challenges. Oh, the third challenge for 1,000 Steps Into Night is a world that is very different from your own. So this, since it's a fantasy, it's going to be very different from mine. Pretty sure I can be certain of that because this guy has horns on the back. Also, side note, I love this like simplistic, beautiful, basic color type cover. It's gorgeous. But I didn't pick it for number 4, which is a cover worthy of googly eyes, which is essentially just a very gorgeous cover. Obviously, I've chosen A Magic Steeped in Poison for that. Just look at how beautiful and colorful and just lush this is. I adore it and I can't wait to dive in. It also counts for number 5 because I heard about this book through Carrie Can Read, and she described the magic system as being very like lush and detailed and descriptive, and that's exactly what I want in a magic system. So that is why I picked it up, and that's why it counts as number 5, a book that was highly recommended. So those 3 books are obviously the ones that are going to be counting for the 5 goals, but I am also excited about some other books. Essentially what happened was I walked into the library to pick up The Ghost Bride, and while I was there, I was looking at some other books, of course, as you do, and I accidentally picked up 3 other books. Oh, that's not true. I actually picked up 4 other books, but I'll get to that in a second. So 3 of the 4 other books are going to be a part of the Asian readathon kind kind of. They don't count for challenges, and I don't know if their cultural heritage is the same or different from the other authors that I picked, but I was still really excited to read them, so I went ahead and picked them up anyway. So for those, we have the Rise of Kiyoshi. I've been interested in this for a while, so I'm super excited to check it out. This follows the Avatar Kiyoshi from the series Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I believe it is queer, so super excited for that. Then I also grabbed Broken Wish by Julie C. Dow, and I have been interested in this series, especially because I think it's interesting that each book in the series is going to be written by a different author. I'm really excited to see where it goes, but I believe it's like a generational series, and this is the first one. I think the series is called The Mirror. Yes. The Mirror, Broken Wish, marks the first book in an innovative young adult series written by Julie C. Dow, Daniel Clayton, J.C. Cervantes, and L.L. McKinney, following one family over several generations and the curse that plagues it. So I'm really excited to check that out. Again, I've been interested in this for a while, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Also, look at how pretty it is. It's so pretty and shiny. Another one that I'm excited for. And then the last one that I picked up for kind of the Asian readathon theme is Full Metal Alchemist Volume 1. So my wife is a big fan of Full Metal Alchemist, the show specifically. She really enjoys Brotherhood. She likes the original a lot as well, but I think she thinks Brotherhood is just a little bit better. But I've never seen it, so I know some things about it. I, know the characters vaguely, but I wanted to check it out. And I know for the most part that I will enjoy reading it more than I would enjoy watching it. So I'm very excited to check that out. So the last book that I ended up getting is not actually written by an Asian author or about an Asian person. It does not actually qualify for the Asian readathon, but I still wanted to read it this month for a reason that I'll get to in a second. It's called The Stormcrow, and I picked it up because I was interested in the concept and also because I saw it on a list of books written by Jewish authors. Somebody had pointed out in some kind of Reddit, I think, or some kind of post, that it's not just AAPI month, it is also Jewish American month, and so I wanted to check that out for that reason and kind of also include a celebration of a Jewish author. Now, there's not, as far as I know, a readathon going on for Jewish authors this month, but I wanted to acknowledge that anyway, and I am interested in this book, so I thought it was a perfect opportunity to pick it up, and I saw it right there on the shelf. It was too good to pass up. So basically, the first three that I mentioned, The Ghost Bride, A Magic Steeped in Poison, and 1,000 Steps into Night, those are going to be the books that I read first and that I'm most focused on. Then I'll probably switch it up and go to The Stormcrow, depending on my mood. I'm very moody with my books, so we'll see. And then after that, I'll probably end up reading the other Asian readathon books that I picked up. So yeah, I have a lot of reads that I'm super excited for. This stack is a little bit more intimidating when I put it all in one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in half. Wow, that looks better and more achievable. I am not that fast of a reader, so we'll see how this goes for sure. My general goal is to read about 3 books on average a month, and this is obviously double that. So yeah, good luck to me. But either way, I know I'm gonna have a great time. I'm very excited that Cindy is doing this again this year, and please let me know what you're gonna be reading, if you're excited, all that good stuff. Yeah, thank you for listening to me talk about the books I'm reading this month, and have a beautiful night, universe.